story from the project. Innocent black man. Let me be clear. Damn, man. The story from the project. Innocent black man.
What up, YouTube family? Welcome back to the Small Account Challenge. Today is day number 58. At the end of this video, I'm going to be explaining how to do backtesting. I promised this year that I wanted to do a lot more teaching and training, so stick around for that. Don't miss out on this one. You're going to need this one. Anyway, let's talk about today. As you can see, I'm wearing green, so you know what that means. It's Money Mondays, and on Money Mondays, we take it to the house for the spouse. We was clicking on all accounts today, except for one account, and I'm going to tell you which one it was in today's midday market recap. All right, y'all, let's go over the trades from this morning. In the pre-market, I did notice a lot of things had gapped up. The pre-market was pretty hot. SPY had gapped up. Amazon had gapped up. Apple, Google, and then, of course, you know, one the big boy, NVIDIA, had gapped up. So I knew that bad boy was going to go this morning. Also, I've been watching some cheaper stocks because, like I said, I want to catch the bigger trend. In order for me to catch that, I got to buy a cheaper contract. So I'm watching some cheaper stocks, the ones that I think that can move. Anyway, let's go over the trade and see how the day went. The first trade that I got into was Apple to the upside, because Apple, let's pull that chart up, matter of fact. Here we go. Let's pull the charts up real quick, fast, get this thing going. Okay, let's go over to the 5 minute. Right, okay, cool. I noticed at around 9:35, Apple had a crazy boner candle, ran up pretty good. You know, with candles like that, the next couple of candles probably going to be red candles. But because, like I said, I'm in recovery mode and I got the guardrails on, I kind of hesitated on my entry. So I let that one come all the way back down, and I wanted to catch it back to the upside. I got it on the third candle at around 9:50. It did pop up, but then it kind of came back down. I was still holding because I thought, like I said, the bears had lost control and the bulls were going to get back in control. So I ended up holding for about 2 or 3 more candles, which was about 15 minutes, and finally had to stop out for a loss. It wasn't bad because we didn't lose too much on that one. And in that trade, that's when I noticed that the Webull account, the service, for some reason started acting funny. I was placing trades and it wasn't going through, so I don't know what was going on there. So that's when I said let's take it easy and see what happened. But then on my next trade, I jumped over into NVIDIA. Let's pull the chart up on NVIDIA here. All right, so so I'm watching this. I noticed it had ran up pretty good. So at around 10:15, I'm watching this candle has a lower shadow, lower wick, so I know the bulls are kind of in control there. On the next candle, like I said, when NVIDIA runs like this, I don't like to take NVIDIA to the downside, because all that would happen is it'll pop down, but because everybody's watching, it has a lot of volatility, a lot of volume, everybody knows NVIDIA will run, so it'll just shoot right back up. So anyway, I jumped into the upside. It stalled from 10:20 all the way to about 10:30. I was still holding, and eventually the bulls finally got their groove back, their mojo back, and start pushing it back up. Strangely enough, I only had one contract, so I was down a little bit in the Webull account. But ultimately, then all of a sudden, I had 2 contracts. I don't know what happened. I'm not sure what happened. Strange things was happening in the Webull account today. I don't know what happened. All I know, it was on that candle. We have recovered the loss, and we finally ended the day green. It wasn't much, about $2, $3 over there. I'll take it because we went down so much with the Apple play. It's cool. We'll take it, and that's how we ended the day in the Webull account. Then we jumped over into the Tasty Trade account because we saw SPY was having a nice day, and over there we was able to catch a nice trade over there. Let's pull the stock up on the chart here. Yes, on the SPY chart, I noticed that it had ran into some resistance on the daily at about 598.53. I said if it can get past 598.53, we'll jump in. It finally got past it. We jumped in. It ran up a little bit, and we was able to catch about $12 over there, and we take that, add that to the Webull account, and that's how we ended up with a $14 a day in the day trading account. But we was clicking, like I said, on all levels. In the buy and hold, that portfolio is doing fantastic. That portfolio is doing good as well. Also, like I say, I want to catch the bigger trend, and so I look for a stock to get into, and the stock that I like, let's pull it up, was HOOD, which is the ticker symbol for Robinhood. This we're gonna hold for a couple of days. Yes, this we're gonna hold for a couple of days. We're down a little bit right now. It's all right, but like I said, the trend that I like is as it goes back up to the upside. We will stop out if it goes 1 point against us. It's cool, but if it runs, we got a profit target set as well for that one as well. So anyway, that's the long-term trend play I'm looking to mess with. Holding that for a couple of days. We got it for a month, but once the profit target hit, we out the door on that one. So that's pretty much how our day went, and we'll be back at it tomorrow. But anyway, let's get into today's training, which is how to do backtesting. All right, so let's talk about backtesting. This is not going to be a long class, it's going to be a quick one, but it's an important one. Backtesting is a strategy that traders use when they have developed a particular strategy or edge that determines when they're going to enter the market. An edge is simply a set of criteria that determines when you would get into a trade, but the trade or the probability of the trade going in your favor is high, because remember, trading is a probabilistic environment. You want to trade or take trades when the probability of the trade is in your favor. So once the criteria is set, they take that set of criteria and they go back in history on a particular chart. It could be any ticker. It could be SPY, the entire market, or the majority of the hottest market. It could be a particular stock that you want to use it against. But that's all they do. They go back in time, back in history, and see if when they spot their edge in history, if the trade would have been in their favor. Like for an example, let's say someone has an edge and they want to backtest it, and the edge says, for an example, I'm going to use SPY. Let's see, for an example, someone has an edge that says whenever SPY, whenever the RSI and the MACD and the moving averages do a certain thing, they would have taken the trade. And they go back in history and they look at where the RSI, the MACD, and the moving average is doing that thing, and then they look at where they would have gotten in that and see if the trade would have gone in their favor. That's all backtesting is. You have a set of criteria that determines when you're going to enter a trade that becomes your edge. You take that criteria and you take it back in time, and whenever you see the criteria in the past, you see when you would have gotten into the trade and see if the trade would have gone in your favor. That's backtesting. Use that. If you're going to use anything, use that to determine if the strategy that you have right now is a profitable one. And to me personally, you want to backtest at least 20, a sample size of at least 20 to 30 trades to see if the trade would have been in your favor ultimately. Believe it or not, that's what I'm using right now for my long-term catching the bigger trends. I'm using a particular strategy on my edge, and once I've done that, so I'm looking at hopefully, like I said, these trades that I'm taking in the not so distant future will go in our favor. Anyway, that's all I got for you today, and I see you guys back at this tomorrow. Peace.